There's only one Missouri Valley Conference game being played tonight, and it happens in Cedar Falls, where the UNI women take on South Dakota. It should be a good one. Really excited to cover this one. Going to go through some names and numbers that you should be aware of ahead of tonight's tip. But before I do that, want to give a few thoughts on what has happened in the last 5 games for UNI, because you could look at that 2-3 record and say, man, they're struggling. Man, they're going through a lull. But I'm not too concerned. I don't think those 3 losses are bad losses by any stretch, because they're not getting blown out. They're only losing those games by an average of 3 points. So you're so close, instead of being 2-3, of being 4-1. I'm not too worried about it. Tonight gives you a great opportunity to get back in the win column, as well as now gain some confidence right before the conference play starts on your schedule. Now, the big storyline for tonight is going to be the battle at the point guard position, because you have 2 of the nation's best going head-to-head. Starting off with Grace Larkins, who's a Southeast Polk alum from Altoona, Iowa, headed back home. She ranks 6th nationally in points per game, averaging 23.4, and of late has really elevated her game. In 3 of her last 4 games, has now bumped that up from 23 to 28 points a game. So it's been really fun to see. It'll be exciting to see how the Panthers scheme up a defense to try to combat her, because she also has some help around her, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, Maya McDermott for UNI, we all know how consistent she is, and she has stayed that way from her freshman year to now. Maya McDermott, 4th in the nation, averaging 24 points a game, and is, like we said, efficient, shooting 50% from beyond the arc and from the field. So those 2 going head-to-head will be exciting. But I mentioned earlier how Grace Larkins has a little more help in that the Panthers defense can't just solely focus on her, because 3 of the South Dakota 5 starters averaged double digits, and a week ago, 4 of them put up double digits. Now, UNI, on the other hand, they don't have that help, and that's key for tonight. The main player to watch tonight, outside of the battle at the point guard position, will be Nkeba Laube, because Laube, yes, the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week, averaging 15.4 points a game during the season, has really stepped up, and that has helped Maya McDermott tremendously, because in the last 3 games, Laube has averaged 21 points a game, including where she hit a career high, where she hit 34 points against Pittsburgh. So if she is able to have a strong game, gain some of that attention from the South Dakota defense, help out Maya McDermott, I see UNI winning at home, taking down South Dakota, gaining that momentum going into Missouri Valley Conference play. But it is going to come down to which star guard gets more help from their role players tonight.